So everybody's talking about AI these days. And you might be wondering, how can you use AI in trading? And here's where a lot of traders get it wrong. A lot of traders are asking, can AI give me signals? Can AI tell me when to buy, when to sell? Can AI make trading easier? Nobody. That's not the real opportunity. I believe that the real opportunity is using AI to think better. Think about it. What's the biggest enemy in trading? It's yourself. It's your emotions. It's your limited perception of the market. And what AI provides you with is a third-party, rational and logical idea, right? So it's like, it doesn't have the same emotions as you do. So you can use that to your advantage. You can use AI to actually give you better feedback, to actually make you a better trader. That's what AI is for. It's not for it to you don't rely on it to tell you when to buy, when to sell, and just give you trade ideas. No, you use it as a tool to make you better. All right, so here's what AI is actually good for. Now, AI is very useful for organizing your thinking, challenging emotional decisions and turning mistakes into lessons, asking better questions, and speeding up feedback loops. So once again, I want to emphasize this. AI is not the most powerful when it tries to predict the market for you. Trust me, I've tried it. A lot of other people tried it as well, but it's just not that good yet, right? I don't think you have gotten to that stage where it can actually predict the market as well as I do, right? I don't think it understands market mechanics as well as I do. So as a result, what you want to do is to use it to help you get better. Fit your data into AI, right? Whatever trades that you're taking, tell AI about it. And right, tell them, okay, this is the mistake that I've made today. What can I do to get better? Tell them this is the emotion that I'm facing today. This is the problem that I'm facing right now in my trading journey. What can I do to get rid of these roadblocks? And usually it will give you like a very good answer, right? So it's like you got all the tools you need to actually become a more profitable trader. You just need to ask it the right questions. You just need to give it a lot of context. Once again, this is coming from a guy who have literally built an AI trading super app, Flow, right? So later on, I'm going to show you FloAI, which is the AI that I personally built with my team and is trained on all my market mechanics concepts, on everything that I've learned in trading. It's pretty much got my entire brain, right? That's it, right? FloAI is pretty much me. If you actually get access to FloAI, it's pretty much like having me by your side coaching you. Okay, but I'm going to show you that later on. But once again, I don't want you guys to be using AI the wrong way. I don't want you guys to be using it as a crutch. I want you to use it properly. Because if you do use it properly, it can become one of the most powerful tools in the trading process. It can give you a huge advantage over your peers, over other traders out there. Because, like I said, it doesn't replace your edge. It doesn't replace your decision making. It helps you think more clearly. It helps you review your trades faster. It helps you regulate your emotions better and overall just stay aligned with your trading system. Now, here's what AI should not replace, right? Very important. I know some of you guys have already tried to do this, right? So I'm warning you right here. AI should not replace your trade plan. It should not replace your journaling. It should not replace your review process. It should not replace your risk management. It should not replace your personal responsibility. Because if you start using AI as a shortcut for certainty, you are using it wrong, right? So what I basically mean by that is that all of this stuff that you have to do that makes you a better trader, you still have to do them manually. Even though maybe AI can do it for you. For example, in Flow, we have this feature which allows you to get weekly AI-generated reports, right? So at the end of each week, the AI literally go and review all the trades they have been taking for the week and give you like a report telling you what to do and what not to do, what went well, what didn't went so well, and what's the one actionable step you can take the following week to get better. Yes, we have that cool feature inside Flow. All right, but we still advise our traders to review the AI report and then reflect themselves. All right, so we still actually encourage them to do their manual reflection. Because when you actually do your manual reflection, then now you're able to actually get better because now you actually know what you're doing well, what you're not doing so well, and you can do more of what works and less of what doesn't. Right? So you're just able to build that awareness by continue doing your journaling and reviewing yourself. Right? So yeah, trading is still a probabilities game. It does not remove uncertainty. What it can help you do is to navigate the uncertainty with better structure. I believe that the real edge of AI is speed. It helps you close the gap faster between confusion and clarity, emotion and logic, mistake and lesson, impulse and discipline. A trader who gets faster feedback and clearer reflection will usually improve faster than the trader who keep repeating the same emotional loops again and again alone. That is why AI matters. It's not here to magically make you profitable overnight. It's here to help you become more aware. It's here to help you become more reflective and more process-driven. So that's really the edge when it comes to AI. Now, there are a few best times to use AI in trading. Before the trading session, you can use AI to help you get clear on your trading plan. You can even use it to remind you that you have to review a trade plan. During the trading session, this is where emotions start rising, right? This is where you start feeling that you're out of balance and you are getting out of control and you need to return back to structure. You can use AI here as well, right? You can speak to an AI. You can even chat with an AI, tell him that you're feeling emotional. Once again, I'm going to show you how to do all of this later on. And then after the session, this is where you can turn your trading day into actual learning instead of just moving on and just forgetting about it. By journaling your trade and then feeding your trades into the AI, asking it what you can do better. What went well, what went not so well, what can you do better next time, how can you prevent yourself from making the same mistake again, right? So AI works best if you use it as a thinking partner before execution, a reset tool during execution, and a review assistant after execution. The biggest mistake traders will make is trying to use AI to avoid thinking. I really do not like this, right? That's the only thing that I don't like about AI. AI is just making everybody more lazy. What I basically mean by that is that right now, if you have a question, you no longer ask Google, you ask ChatGPT. And then it usually gives you an answer. But let's say 20 years ago, if you want to find the answer to a certain question that you have about trading, you will have to go to the library, browse through tens or perhaps hundreds of books just so they can find the answer to your trading question. Okay, so it's like right now with AI, a lot of people are just not using their brain anymore. And if you don't use your brain, it's just going to deteriorate. Right? So whatever that you don't use, it ends up like just getting weaker. Just like muscle, right? If you don't train your muscle every single day, just like what you have been doing for the past few months, right? Going to the gym, all that stuff, your muscle is eventually gonna deteriorate and you're gonna lose your muscle or it's gonna turn into fat. Same thing with your brain, right? So do not use AI to avoid thinking. If you want to become a profitable trader, if you're serious about mastering this skill set, as much as possible, you don't want to depend on AI too much. With that being said, the best traders, they don't use AI to avoid thinking, but they use AI to think better. So that's a massive difference right there. If you use AI to chase certainty, you'll probably get weaker. If you use AI to sharpen your awareness, tighten your decision making, and just reinforce your process, you'll probably get better. Okay, so yeah, the way I think about AI in trading is very simple. It should help you return to your process faster. It should help you ensure that you are grounded in the present moment and not affected by your emotions. But if AI is making you more dependent, more confused, more passive, then you are probably just using it wrongly. If it's making you more grounded, more honest, more aware, and more disciplined, then you're using it correctly. Okay, so key takeaway, AI should not become your trader. You shouldn't be relying on AI to trade for you. It should become your assistant. It should be used as a tool that helps you think more clearly, regulate your emotions faster, make better decisions inside the framework of your own system. That is the right way to use AI. In fact, that's the only way you should be using AI. And that brings me to the second part of this lesson. Because once you understand how AI should actually be used in trading, the next question you might have in mind is, what does that look like in practice? How does Brad actually use AI on a daily basis? That's what I'm showing you in the next section right here. And that is exactly why we built FloAI, right? That's why I've spent the past few months just feeding FloAI everything that I know about trading. Every single market mechanics concepts that you guys are learning throughout this entire 30-day mentorship series, FloAI knows about it, right? So if you are unsure on anything, you can ask FloAI and it will give you a very good answer. It can essentially act as the coach that is by your side 24/7, helping you before you start trading, during your trading, and after your trading, like what I'm going to show you, right? It's essentially going to be a personal trading coach if you actually get access to it inside Edgeflow. So with that being said, let me show you how FloAI actually works, how I use it, and how you can use it properly inside Edgeflow. Most traders don't need another strategy. They need a coach in their pocket. And I'll be real with you. The trader who refuses to use AI is going to lose to the trader who does. Because one person is getting faster feedback, clearer thinking, and less emotional decision making. And that's what FloAI is for. Now, quick expectation check before we start. FloAI version 1 is not some magic AI that can read your trading account, read your trading data, and just automatically know how you have been trading. It only works as well as what you tell it, right? It's kind of like ChatGPT. In the future, FloAI will be able to give you personalized feedback based on your actual trades and your patterns inside Edgeflow. But for now, this is the first version, and it's still insanely useful if you use it the right way. But the reason why it's so powerful is really because of the fact that I've trained it to think like me. You heard that right. It's literally have my consciousness, my brain in it. So when you use it properly, it's like having a millionaire professional trader who's coached thousands of students in your own pocket, helping you snap back into clarity, helping you regulate your emotions, and help you make better decisions in real time. Quick note, FloAI is a Plus or Pro feature, which means that if you're on the basic plan, you won't be able to see this tab yet. Cool, let's dive into it. So what is FloAI? So FloAI is a thinking partner to help you spot your blind spots. And it's a structure to allow you to ask better questions. Like, what is the meaning of life? No, just kidding, don't ask FloAI that. And it also provides you a fast feedback loop when you feel stuck. Now let's talk about what it's not. It's not a signal bot. It's not going to tell you where to buy, where to sell. It's not going to tell you where gold will be 5 years from now. It's not going to predict the next stock market crash. It's not a trade copier, right? It's not a replacement for your rules, journal, or review process. It's not a trading robot. It's not an expert advisor. You still have to think on your own feet. You still have to trade on your own. What it is a companion. It's a coach that you have available right in your own pocket. Now, every time you ask FloAI for help, there's 3 things you want to give it. Number 1 is to provide it context. Okay, what session are you trading? What currency pair are you trading? What setup are you using? Number 2 is your emotional state. How do you feel right now? Whether you are feeling angry, doubting yourself, fear, FOMO, whatever it is, your emotional state. Number 3 is the problem that you're facing right now. What's the exact decision that you're struggling with? Okay, so when you give FloAI these 3 things, it's able to provide you with a much more accurate answer that is tailored to your situation, right? That's not some generic answer, but it's tailored to your situation. So for example, this is where I maybe say, I'm trading the London session, I'm trading Euro USD, I'm trading the pullback setup, right? I'm anxious right now, I'm not sure whether I should actually take the next setup after a loss. So this is where you send it to FloAI, and then based on your context, once again, FloAI will give you an answer that is tailored to your situation, right? Like just look at how clean this is. It's literally asking you, checking you on your technical bias, checking you on your risk parameters, and then based on this, it's also checking on you on your emotions, right? It's checking through your process, checking through your trading system. All right. And yeah, it pretty much gives you like a very in-depth answer that is really based on like the prompt that you have given it. Okay, technical, emotional, and also like it's just solve your problem of you not sure whether you should actually take the next setup or not. right? So here's what I say. I hear you that pause loss anxiety is normal. Let's ground you in structure, not emotion. Quick reset. What is your bias on a higher time frame? Okay, what is the location in which price is at, right? Is it at the supply and demand zone? Is it at a flip zone? Is it at order block? And then once you got price mitigation, do you have your confirmation, right? If you have the confirmation, then yes, you can execute the trade. Then are you following your risk parameters, right? Yeah, so you can see it's literally like giving you like a quick little sanity check. And it's also ensuring that you are following your rules, you're following your trade plan, you're following your system. And most importantly, it provides you with some form of actionable step that you can take right now to prevent yourself from letting the anxiety take control over you. Now, you don't have to follow this exact format, but like I said, if you follow this exact format, this is where you are able to provide more context to the AI. And you know how AI works, right? The better you prompt it, the better questions you ask, the better answer it provides you with. But yeah, if you want, you don't have to follow this format. It's just more of like a cheat code to make FloAI understand you faster. If you want to keep it even simpler, you can just talk to it like a human, right? So for example, when you feel emotional, you talk to it. I'm feeling emotional right now. All right, FloAI, what should I do? When you're unsure about a trade idea, talk to it. When you feel stuck in your trading journey, talk to it. Right? So I want you to treat FloAI like your trading companion, like your trading coach, like having me right by your side, like your new best friend that keeps you grounded in the present moment and stops you from doing the stupid things when your emotions spike. Right? So whatever questions that is trading related, you can ask it and it will give you a very good answer. Now let's talk about how I personally use it on a daily basis. So the thing is, like I said, I've trained it to actually think, act and speak like a professional trader, which means that if you're going to have a professional trader by your side 24/7, you want to make sure that you are really like using it every minute, every hour of the day, right? You are just really picking his brain and just ensuring that you are making the right decisions and just overall getting guidance from like this professional sentient being right here. Okay, it's not sentient yet. Okay, but anyways, this is how I personally use it on a day-to-day basis. As we all know, that is before you trade, when you are trading, and after you trade. This is your pre-market routine, this is your trading session, and then this is your post-market routine. So before I trade, which is doing my pre-market routine, before I execute anything, what I like to do is to use FloAI to get clear and calm. I will ask it to help me lock in my bias and set my intention and just remind me of the key rules that I need to follow today so I'm in execution mode and I'm not in overthinking mode. So a prompt that I like to send it is a pre-market check, right? So pre-market check, today I'm trading Euro USD during London session. My bias is bullish. My rules are this and this, right? Once again, this is just like based on my trade plan, based on my edge. Give me 3 reminders to stay disciplined and 1 no trade warning to watch out for. Right, so this is what I'll send it before I start trading, right? So this is the format that you can actually use. Like I said, just give it context, tell it your bias, explain your rules to it, and then also just ask it to give you some reminders or ask it to give you a no trade situation, right? So you can see, love the prep, clean, simple, aligned. So here's 3 simple discipline reminders. Structure first, only trade from your point of interest. Your risk stays mechanical, stick to 0.5% to 1% risk per trade. And here's a no trade warning to watch out for, right? So if Euro USD runs without taking a point of interest and you feel fear of missing out, do not trade, right? Pass and wait for the clear return to the point of interest with confirmation. Damn, I'm actually very impressed by the answers that it's giving me right now because like this is exactly how I personally will approach the market. And quick check before clicking the buy, right? Is the higher time frame still bullish? Do we take liquidity and get displacement? Do we have the confirmation? And so on and so forth. You can see, even give it a psychology tip, right? Trade like the person you want to become. Patient, selective, rule-based. You've got this. So I believe that every single trade you take is not wasted. Every single trade you take is a vote for the person that you want to become, for the trader that you want to become. So if you're taking a trade that is in accordance with your trade plan, you are literally voting for yourself to be a disciplined trader, to be a professional trader. And every single trade that you take that is outside of a trade plan, you are voting for yourself to be an undisciplined trader, which means you're going to get inconsistent results. So that's what I like to do before I start trading, right? Just get it to, ground me in the present moment, just remind myself that I need to be sticking to the plan, I need to be sticking to my trading rules. Now, the next thing is the most powerful one. And this one is when you are trading, okay? Like when you're trading, we all know that the minute price starts pulling back or the minute price starts going against you, the minute price starts going to draw down, this is where you start feeling some form of emotion. Whether you're feeling triggered, whether you're feeling rushed, whether you're feeling FOMO, or you're feeling this urge to make back the money that you have lost, come to FloAI. FloAI will ground you, right? Will ensure that, you pause, right? You release all the emotional residue that is within you and just step you back into logic before you do something stupid. So here's what I like to do, like when I'm feeling emotion. What I like to do is come to FloAI and just tell the emotion that I'm facing and just like literally try to explain what's going on in my head. Like what am I feeling right now, what I'm about to do, and just ask FloAI to talk me out of doing that's something stupid, right? So this is where I say something like, I feel angry, I feel tilted, I just took a loss, I'm about to take the next setup immediately to make it back. Once again, you want to rationalize it, right? You want to verbalize it. You want to verbalize your emotions. Because when you do this is once again the first step to becoming more conscious, the first step to becoming more aware. And when you are more aware of the solution, when you are more aware of the problem, right? You're more aware of the emotion, then this is where you can send it to FloAI, and then FloAI will give you a solution, right? To prevent you from letting the emotion cloud your judgment, to prevent you from making stupid decisions. Right, so yeah, I'm about to take the next setup right now, man, to like make it back. Talk me out of doing something stupid in 3 steps and tell me what to do right now. Once again, like this is just like an example prompt, right? You can probably have your own prompt, but you kind of just understand like the structure around it, which is you tell you the emotion, you tell you what you're going to do, and then you tell you to talk you out of doing that stupid mistake. Right, so you're in tilt, that's the most dangerous movement to click. We'll reset you fast, we'll bring you back to rules. Stop and breathe, okay? Stop and breathe, cool. Okay, cool. Reset structure, re-establish rules gate, only consider a new trade if all of these are true, right? And here's what you should do right now. Step away from the screen for 3 minutes, timer on. Write a 3-line post-loss review. Open sanctuary, right? Reassess your bias, identity check. Perfect. Chef kiss, right? Perfect textbook answer. And by the way, like when I was training FloAI, it wasn't just me teaching FloAI everything I know about trading, all the trading experience and knowledge that I've accumulated for the past 7 years. No, I also train it on how a professional trader behave, right? I literally train it on like all the materials that is available out there on the internet on how to think, act, feel, trade like a professional, right? So that is why you see all of these answers is like very well thought out. It's really because of the fact that like we have trained it to become that trading coach, that ideal of like the most disciplined and professional trader ever. Okay, so once that's done, right? So let's say I close my trade and I'm done trading for the day itself. Now this is where I can also come to FloAI, right? I can ask it to convert the day into a lesson. All right, so if I lose this amount of money today, I took this amount of trades, this is where I can provide FloAI with the context, and then based on that, FloAI can tell me and help me identify what is the one pattern, what is the one mistake, what is the one rule that I can adjust tomorrow so that I can get better, right? This way, every single day you are making progress. You're not just taking more trades, right? You're not just busy, you're actually productive, right? You are actually improving every single day. So this is where I can send something like, yo, FloAI, here's a post-session review. Today I took 3 trades, I made about 1.2 R. Best movement, I waited for my point of interest and executed clean. The worst mistake is I cut a winner early out of fear. Give me one pattern that you see, one lesson, and one rule for tomorrow. Okay, so once again, this is just an example prompt. Let's see what it says. All right, you're disciplined at entries, you're weighted for the point of interest, you're managing winners emotionally, you're early cut due to fear. Reason fear spikes after entry lead to protecting unrealized P&L instead of following structure-based management. Good, right? So the pattern here is you had a strong selection and timing at point of interest, but you exited early, right? When price pulls back to the target, right? Exactly what I mentioned right there. The lesson here is certainty comes from rules, not emotions. Manage the trade by structure, not by the P&L flexing. Facts, yo, word. Then rule for tomorrow, right? Move to break even or take first partial only, right? No early exit unless invalidation is stacked or structure flips against you. And here's an optional prep queue for tomorrow. Great progress, right? So yeah, man. We got an AI validating you, right? So even if you feel like shit, you can always come to FloAI and it will validate you. No matter what you say, it will love you. So yeah, that's pretty much what I personally would do, right? How I would use FloAI on a day-to-day basis, pre-market, during trading, and post-market. Obviously, you don't want to abuse it, right? You don't want to rely on it too much. You don't want to be too dependent on it. From time to time, you need to think on your own feet, right? You need to think independently, right? Because after all, your goal is to be an independently, consistently profitable trader, not someone who relies on a crutch, right? So yeah, from time to time, you can use it to like assist you, but you still need to do your own trading. You still need to do your own reviewing. You still need to do your own journaling. You still need to do your own reflecting, right? Like there is no outsourcing of all of those tasks to FloAI, unfortunately. Okay, so what it can help you is to help you get better, help you spot the patterns, help you give you the lessons that you need, and just overall give you more feedback from a rational standpoint, from a more objective standpoint, so you can actively get better. Now, here's a few prompts that you can use, right? I'm just gonna list all of them out on the screen right now. Right, so number one will probably be like, help me get into execution mode, right? So here's my plan today. This is the sentence, right? This is the sentence of your trade plan, right? So maybe you want to actually trade your fair value gap plan, and then you explain the plan to FloAI. And then here's my biggest risk today, one sentence, okay? Like what could potentially go wrong while trading this plan? Give me 3 reminders before I trade. And then here's another prompt that you can use here as well, which is you're feeling emotional, right? When you're feeling emotional, like I said, just talk to FloAI. You know, I just had a loss. I feel anger. I feel fear. I feel FOMO. Talk me out of, you know, making a stupid decision. And then next could be make this decision binary, right? Should I take this setup or should I skip it? And then you give it context. And then based on this, once again, FloAI will provide you with the best course of action. And then next is to find the pattern, not the story, right? Like I said, if you keep on repeating the same mistake over and over again and you can't seem to stop it, right? You want to, once again, provide context with FloAI. Yo, FloAI, so I've been, you know, like taking a bunch of losses. I find myself always doing this same mistake over and over again. Based on what I'm telling you, what's the pattern that I'm repeating? And how can I break out of the pattern, right? How can I start becoming more conscious? And then last but not least, you can tell your mistake, right? And then give me one if-then rule to prevent it tomorrow, right? So maybe my mistake today is I actually did not wait for a liquidity sweep before I actually enter for the trade. Now give me one if-then rule to prevent it tomorrow. And then it will do so, right? So yeah, these are some example prompts that you can use, right? These are 5 prompts. Like I said, you can really just speak to it honestly, right? You don't have to follow these prompts at all. You should like really just treat it like having a trading mentor right by your side. Okay? So here's what to do when it starts giving you generic advice, right? Because we all know how AI is. Sometimes it might give you advice that is not tailored into your situation, right? Advice that is not personalized. So when you encounter scenarios just like this, you want to tighten the question, right? Maybe you want to tell it, yo, just give me one answer only, right? Don't give me all of these 5 different answers. Don't beat around the bush. Just give me one answer only. And then you might also want to add constraints, right? Send like a follow-up message saying that only use my rules, right? Only take into account the context that I've provided you with, not general trading advice. Okay, like I said, the quality of the answers is heavily dependent on the quality of your prompts. It is dependent on the quality of your questions. So if you ask the right questions, you provide sufficient amount of context, it's going to give you a banger of answer just like this. And also what you can potentially do is ask for questions instead of answers, right? So if you give you like a generic advice, say, okay, meditate, then now you're like, okay, that's not helpful for my situation. So maybe ask me what you need to know. Ask me what you need to know in order for you to give me a personalized advice, right? Maybe something just like this, right? Just follow up with FloAI. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for FloAI that I wanted to share today, right? I know it's very, very cool. I really like it as well. I think it's a very useful tool because we are living in an age of AI, and if you don't leverage it, you're going to lose to the trader who does. By the end of the day, just understand that FloAI is here to help you think. Once again, like I said, it doesn't replace doing. You still have to be the one that is executing the trades. You still have to be the one that is doing your own processes, executing your own trading system. And when you're chatting with FloAI, please make sure that you just like have one conversation at any given moment instead of like, you know, like spiraling out and start asking stuff like, yo, FloAI, what's for lunch? What's for dinner? You know, today I'm actually about to watch this Netflix show. What's the best Netflix show to watch? No, just use FloAI for trading stuff, please. Right? Like if you're gonna ask about all the general stuff, it's probably not gonna give you the best answer, right? You can probably rely on ChatGPT on that. Actually, in fact, let me try this out. What's the best Netflix show right now? Just to like, you know, maybe show you that. Whether I'm here, yep, you can see. It's probably not going to give you the best answer, you know. If you ask like a general question that is not related to trading. So for all those general questions, highly recommend you to stick to ChatGPT, right? You can ask it whatever you want. For FloAI, keep it strictly for trading, okay? Use it to return to your process, not to find certainty in the market. So that's FloAI. That's first version of FloAI. Like I said, the future versions is going to be much more powerful. It's going to be much more like context driven. It's going to be much more smarter as well. And as time passes, just know that we will keep on improving FloAI so that the feedback becomes much more personalized and it becomes much more automatic as well, because now it's actually integrating into your trading data in the future, right? For now, just know that the quality of the answers is heavily dependent on the quality of your prompts. So if a prompt is not good, right, like this, then you're gonna get a low quality answer, right? So if you ever think about, oh, FloAI is not doing a good job, then you might want to ask yourself whether you are doing a good job prompting it, right? Whether you are giving it a good question. And last but not least, just remember that if you use FloAI as like a therapist for your trading decisions, it will really like just save you from your worst habits. It will save you from yourself. And like that's the whole game right here, right? Is ask better questions, get better feedback, and trade with less emotion. And you do that with the help of FloAI.